going to add a pussycat on the fence. And I drew it out, and I'm going to trace it onto my canvas with carbon paper, okay? So I have my fence all done, and then I'm just going to put that right over it, all right? And I like to do that last because we can paint over the fence, it doesn't matter. Let's try it. All right, so let's paint our little kitty leaning over the fence. So I'm just going to use some burnt umber, yellow and white for now, okay? Just to get it started. If I need any other colors, we'll add them as we go along. I'm going to start with the eyes. I always like to start with the eyes. So I'm just going to outline them with some black paint, or the burnt umber. So what I'm going to use is a burnt umber, yellow, white, and some black for the eyes and for the fur. So let's start off with the eyes. So just take a thin, round brush. Try and get a pointy top to it. And then you're going to put black on it. And we will go through some black, like that. And twirl it around so you keep that pointy top. And then, now if you're having a problem with this, just use a black marker. Just go up around the eye. I know the fence is there and it's probably in the way, but we're going to work around that. Alright, so just keep going with the paint. Alright. Just want to outline that eye. Could make it a little bit hard with the brush. So you might want to use a marker even just to get it started. But I'll do it with the brush so I can show you that it can be done. Just got to have lots of patience. There we go. If you push too hard, you're going to get a big thick line, which I'm doing there now by accident. I'm leaning on my hand right here to try to take the pressure off, right? Okay, we got that much done. That's not too bad. So what I like to do now is do the inside of the eye. So I add a little bit of blue to my palette. So I think I like to have blue eyes on the kitten. So I'm going to just get some blue. Make sure your brush is not too wet when you clean it. Then you want to tap it off in tissue so you won't, or paper towel, so it won't be too wet. Alright, because that can easily be too wet. You don't even know it till it's too late. So I'm just going to paint that in blue. My dark blue first. You can use ultramarine blue. Because you want to cover up that fence, right? So you might need a couple of coats. Blue eyes. Now, do a couple of coats, wait for one to dry and then do another one. If you have a problem covering up your fence, all you have to do is paint the eyes white, let them dry, and then paint over with blue. I should have did that then just to show you how to do it. But that helps to cover things up when you're having problems covering up what's underneath. It's painted white. Alright. A nice blue. Now I'm going to add a bit of white to my dirty brush. And I'm going to highlight a little bit of it here, probably a little bit down. Oops, that's too much. Too much. So I'm just going to mix up a bluish white. That was too much. Now my paint is still wet, so it might blend. If it don't, I'll just put more blue back. Not to worry. So I want those eyes to really stand out. I'll leave the top part dark. There we go, that's nice. And then we're going to add a little more white. Probably in the corner here or something like that. You really want them to stand out. Alright. Now clean your brush and get some black for the pupils, the irises, the pupils, whatever you want to call them. Alright, so we'll get a bit of black and we'll put some black in here. Alright, good. Alright, and then what we're going to do, put the black in, we will add a little dot of white for a highlight. So cute, isn't it? Alright, so little dot of white. Let's see. Just to the left a little bit. To the left a little bit. It's alright. He looks like he's worried about something. Could be he, could be she. So down on the mouth, just going to paint in, I'm going to paint some white so we can cover up that sky and everything. So just to get those things covered up, like I said before, let's paint these white, and that way we'll be able to see the kitten. That's the paw there, so leave that there for now. I just want to get this I'm going to get you can use that brush that you just used, or you can use a small flat brush if you find that easier. Okay, I'll use a small flat brush because I'm finding that other one is too small. This one would be faster. Then you can paint over your lines. It doesn't matter because we're going to do some fur on the edges there. So don't worry about that right now. Just stay inside the lines if you want. And get that white paint on there so we can bring that kitten out. So the eyes look cute. See, once you get the eyes done, then you can see where you're going with it, see? See how the white paint is covering up the fence? There we go. It's covering up the fence and the flowers. I don't want to lose where that paw is because I'll get confused. Okay, so that's getting ready for the paw. So I want to keep that black line there so I can see it. See that black line where it comes off the face there? I'll keep that because I really don't want to lose that shape. Alright. He's hanging out for dear life. There we go. Get it all covered up. Make sure that you know where everything goes. Just a little nose there. Try to keep that if you can. Mouth is just under the nose, so that's not too bad. We gotta keep that. So you can use any white that you have there. Like I say, titanium white is your brightest white. So I always use the cheapest white I have for covering up things and my base coats and things like that. But if I need a good highlight on a good white highlight on my painting, I'll use titanium white. See how that white is taking everything out? You can't do that with other colors. You can, because you can see through them. Same with the blue that I used, but I had to use a few coats. We don't want to do that. We want to cover it up with one coat. There we go. Now, we got another paw here somewhere. I think it's here. I lost my line, so I gotta guess at it now. It's here somewhere. I don't make it too big. This should be fine. Alright, that's cute, isn't it? Looking over the fence like that. See? Doesn't look so bad when it's backed up because it might look a bit big to you, but I wanted you to be able to see the kitten. It could be a really small fence. You know how sometimes these little tiny fences for flowers and things? So, you know, doesn't have to be a big fence and then you've got this huge cat. So we'll say it's a small fence and the cat's just normal. It's a kitten. Alright, so we got that. Now, there we go. So make sure I get it all covered up. Sometimes when it dries, it will come through. You might need a second coat, but I think we're okay. I think we are. Make sure you go back over it again if you have to, even though it's still wet, but because it'll all blend then, see? So I kept the nose there so I'd know where it was. Okay, good. I'll put some shadows in there now. I'm going to add some yellow, a little bit of burnt umber and yellow. Bring it down a bit. It's almost like a yellow ochre, if you got it, would be nice, and a little bit of white. Just try to get the color you're looking for. Just kind of get something here so we can, something to work with. I'm just using my flat brush. Alright, then we got some, pulling up some short strokes. Just get something started. When you look at a painting, it's hard to know where to start, but you start somewhere. At least put a shape on, and then put some color on, and then you go from there. Because it kind of can be daunting. They call it daunting. But, you know, you just... So we're pulling out past that black line there, so that we can make it look like fur. Alright. Just get this done. There we go. I'll do that after. I was going to put some burnt umber on there, just get a, I'll keep doing this first, and then we'll do one thing at a time. I don't want to confuse you, okay? So we'll just keep going with the yellow. I'm just making short strokes. I'm trying to create some fur. If you just paint it in, it'll be like the white. It'll just be it'd just be a flat white or flat yellow, or, you know. So we get these little strokes in. It might help get us started on some fur, okay? So I'm going to add, get some more of this done. I'm going to add the darker color. Get this out here. Some color inside the ear. Some here. Going outside the line there so I can some more yellow here. You can see I'm leaving some white spots open up there. I want to keep that shadow there. Could have started off with a darker, with the burnt umber, you know? That might have been nice too. But either way, as long as if you don't know where to start, just put some color on, even if you feel it's wrong. Get your color, your base color on, your main color. It seems to be the base color, and this looks like a yellowish undertone here. The way I'm trying to do it. You can have all colors to cats, okay? So kittens, you can put your own colors there. You don't have to go by mine. So you can put whatever colors you want in, alright? I'm just looking at some different types of cats and kittens and just trying to see what would look nice, that's all. And I'm just going to throw in my own touch. So I'm going to go with the darker color here now. Just using the tip of my brush. I want to recreate the fur. Short strokes. I have to keep reloading. I'm constantly reloading in my burnt umber. And you got that nice light color already on there, so that will come through. Getting some fur poked up there like that. I want to make a kind of fluffy cat. A little bit up here around the ear. Fluff it out. Good. Some more in here and in here. Putting it out past that black line there so I can get rid of that line, besides trying to get the shape and the colors that I want to use. Okay, so just burnt umber. We'll be putting some more highlights over that. So you have, like I say, you have to start somewhere, right? Getting the shape of it is the hardest. You can get the outside shape by drawing it out, but now you got to try and figure out how we get the face to look really nice and cute. I'm just letting that come off my brush. Don't want blobs. All right. Just follow what you already did. So you have the yellows on now, so that's going to come through those streaks there, those bits of fur that we're trying to put on there, and just keep it going. Just bring it out. You can come out this way. I'm left-handed, so I'm probably going backwards to some of you right-handed people. So you can push out for fur, or you can pull in. Whatever is easier for you. For me, it's easier because I'm doing the video standing up, and I need to get this on here any way I can, really. Okay. All right. Alrighty then. Getting there. A little shadow there between the paw and the fur. it's separated. Some burnt umber here to get this started. I forgot about this paw here, but that's okay. Just get it started. A little bit of shadow under the chin here. Fur out. Nice and furry. Put a little bit of a shadow under the paw here with the burnt umber. And here. Cute. Now we got all that started. A little bit on the nose there. And a bit of shadows here. Just trying to create some shadow too, so that when I put on my final layer, you'll be able to see it better. And the final layer will be white, so yellows and whites. So, alright, so it's okay to start off with your yellow, or you can start off with your brown. Don't forget to put your white in. And then you can go in with your last highlight of yellows and whites. Whatever you find easier. I mean, I try different ways, different things all the time. I'm always trying different ways to do things. And sometimes they don't work, sometimes they do. So I want to get that little deeper shadow there, just to show that it's separated from the face. So now we got our shadows on and our colors. We're going to clean our brush. And get yourself, whatever brush works for you. Nice flat brush. Chiseled edge. I got a nice flat synthetic brush. As long as it keeps its chiseled edge. And it's synthetic. So we've got to use that to try and get some fur in there. Some nice fur. So let's go with some yellow. Just some yellow. Let's try that. Just to give it a little bit of a... Like I said, if this don't work, you can use... I might end up going with a liner brush. Depends. I have to go back and forth at times to get that fur. I don't want to cover up all that shadow that we did either. If you add a little bit of white to it, you might be able to pull out more. There we go. Okay. Add a little bit of white to your yellow to bring it out a bit more. These little tiny strokes. I'm finding my brush won't do what I want it to do. So I've used flat brushes like this before and got really good fur. But for some reason it doesn't want to give me good fur this time. So that just because it works in one area don't mean it's going to work in another one. So you always have to change your brushes up to see what works for you. I mean, you could be a half an hour going back and forth with different brushes. That's the way it seems to work sometimes. It can be very annoying. Certainly can. So this is a round, small round brush. I'm trying this one. Alright. I want to get it nice and soft, fluffy look. I can't get my brush to work. So I'm just going back and forth with some yellow and some white. Maybe add a little bit of burnt umber, just a little tiny bit, so the yellow won't be too yellow. Because I want to have different tones of color into the kitten. I'm going to try another brush. Another brush. Let's see, let's see. Sometimes just can't get it to work. I really, really want to get the nice fur. Trying an angular brush here now, so I can just use the whole tip of the brush. So I'm just pulling in small strokes. Okay, so basically you have to go back and forth with your paint and figure out the brush you need, but the biggest thing is you need small strokes. All right, small strokes. Try not to cover everything up. All right, just pull that out there a little bit, get a bit of furry look. It's starting to come around. It's like you have to layer everything, you know. You have to layer everything. When you layer it, you're trying to avoid losing what you already did. So the easiest way around that is make very short strokes. And if your brush don't work, you got to continuously try to find brushes that will give you some really nice results. This one's starting to look furry there now. Takes a little patience. I'm going in with my white and a bit of yellow to lay on top of there. Very short strokes. You gotta get that mouth fixed. See, you layer the light over the dark there. Oh, he's coming out cute there now. Yeah, nice and furry looking, isn't it? Isn't that cute? So I'm going to take my liner brush again, and I'm going to use the longest liner brush I can find. Ooh, there we are. I think you can see that. See how thin the top is? I'm going to go in with some white. Like I said, use whatever brush you can get results from, okay? I'm trying to get these little streaks of hair. See there? Some whiskers. Bring out these little... See? So once you get all your other colors on and you get, you know, get it layered, you still have to do that, you know, because that will help you get your underpainting and your underlayers done. And that way you can put these nice final little hairs on there, little fur. And that will give it a more thicker, layered look. And it will bring out your final little, see the little hairs coming out there? Isn't that cute? Right? See how furry it's starting to look there now? So at first it's kind of a struggle. You're like, this is not going to work out. It's going to be horrible. But once you get past that, and you do this, you're going to say, oh, so cute. I'm going to just get some of these little furs up here. And you only need a few little strokes here and there. You need to reload a lot too, you know. Put a tiny bit of paint on the very tip of your brush. And then when that finish is coming off, then you just go get more. Just like this. Where are you? I got a big close-up there now, so it might be blurry. Let's see, just tap in the very tip of your brush. You can wipe it off a little bit if you want. And then you can just take the tip of that brush and pull out these little single hairs. And come out on the edge here. But see how I have to reload again? That fast. I like this part because now I can put individual hairs wherever I want them. And you can see the kitten starting to come to life. Right? Touch and pull out. Touch and pull up, out, whatever works for you. Alright? No pressure, just the tip of the brush. If you get too much pressure, if your streaks come out too thick, then thin them out by going back with the under colors that you have there and just going in through those, the ones that are too thick, with the same brush if you want. Little stray hairs. See, having that brown there, that's what brings them out, that burnt umber. And those dark yellows, and, you know. You need dark underneath in order to get the light to come out, right? So cute. It's a cutie. See the fur, how it's just developing in front of your very eyes. Isn't it? Get the illusion of whiskers here somewhere. I need some more dark paint in there. A little bit of white around the eyes there, just to bring them out. That's why you need to reload so much, because that'll make the eyes stand out, see? Now, I'm going to go in with my burnt umber. And my brush is a bit dirty, but that's okay. And I'm just going to add a few little shadow fur. Burnt umber. And some of the dark fur. So you can go back and forth now with your colors, right? Use this brush. And like I say, you wouldn't have got to this point if you didn't have to do all those steps. It would have been a bit harder to do. Right? So I'm going to... nose. I'm going to go back and highlight that a little bit. Put a few little... see if I can put some here so I can get those whiskers to stand out. Don't cover up what you did, just go in between. Isn't that cute? See? See how the darks make the white stand out? So hopefully those steps are not too hard, because I know at first it's kind of daunting, is the word they use, daunting. But if you keep working at it and try these techniques, if you can find something that's easier for you, you can certainly do that too, okay? Don't have to be exactly like what I'm doing. If you can find an easier way, you know, at least this will give you some idea of what you can do, you know. Sometimes you say, well, what steps did you do? What did you do to get to that point? Or how did you approach your painting? So at least you can see how the painting is approached. You can see, you know, how things developed and things like that. I'm not going to do too much more with it, because no. Alrighty then. So cute. I'm going to try a little bit of yellow, just to see if I can mix that in with it. I know. I like to have a little bit of yellow on the nose here. Maybe a little bit of white to go with it. Just to brighten up the nose a little bit. Nose, the snout, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of white and yellow. Go in here just to give some extra color, that's all. A little bit of white, a little bit of yellow. Whatever colors you want. They don't have to be this color. Whatever color maybe your own cat. If you have a cat, maybe you could pick the colors out of your own cat. I'm just dipping into my yellow like that, and a little bit into the white. See? Never mixed it. I hope that's not too blurry, because I got it focused in on this kitten here. Reload, reload, reload. Reload every couple of strokes, look. Because if you reload, you got fresh paint, that'll make your lines a little thinner. Right? Get those nice little teeny weeny lines. So if you don't have as much paint on there, you're pushing it on because you're trying to get it off your brush, and then you end up with fat lines because you're putting too much pressure on, see? Okay. So cute, isn't it? I can't stop. I'm just having so much fun putting all these colors on. And you can layer and layer and layer, you know, it doesn't hurt it. Isn't that the cutest thing you ever seen? Maybe it's just me, I like it though. I love doing kittens and cats. I'm going to do more of them, I think. If you guys like them, just let me know and we'll do more. I like to get into more animals. I love animals, you know. Because a lot of people don't know how to do the furs and stuff, right? I'd love to do more because the more we do, the better we get it. Hey, up with new techniques. I'm going to go back with the white one more time. And then I think I'll call it finished because all I'm doing is probably making a mess there now. But that's okay. I want more white. I'm trying to get that whisker. Alright, pure white this time. If you want more fur. See how you can get carried away with it? It's so cool, right? You know, it's so easy. Once you get the hang of it, it's like, oh. And then all you want to do is keep putting down those little furry lines. Yep. Put a little bit of yellow on your brush and put that in here where the mouth is. And then put a little bit of burnt umber. Same brush, just add a little bit of burnt umber. Your brush might be dirty, that's okay. There we go. We got a mouth. We can't forget the mouth. And thinking that might be just a tad bit too, so you can fix things, right? A little bit too big. Good. A little black, just a little black on your brush. Fix up your eyes if you have to, if you feel you need it. And I think we're about finished. That's a furry cat, isn't it? Oh boy, it's so cute. But you can have it, you know, whatever way you want it. You can have a softer look if you want to. Whatever you want. If you want to soften up some of those lines, just go over them a little bit with your brush while it's still wet. And just move them around a little bit. Just soften them up a little bit more. But I like them kind of the way they are. But I just want to show you some different things you can do, that's all. But you may not like it, I don't know, right? Soften it out. Alright, so there's two, you don't feel good about having all those lines there, just go over with the brush and that'll soften up your lines. You still get to keep them, it's just that it'll soften them up. Alright, see, I'm just, without using any paint, I'm just using my brush to smooth out those lines a bit. See? That gives it a bit of a softer look, see? Isn't that cute? That's a lot of fur, isn't it? You can add more back in if you want. So you can soften them up, or you can leave them as they are. Add more colors. Whatever you think you like. Just add some white. I'm just playing around here now. I'm going to ruin it if I keep going. So I'll call it finished. I'll call it finished. I know I want more. I want to do a lot more with it. I do, but so cute though. It's cute. I really like it. You know, I think I need a little more shadow here to define that there. Just a couple little strokes of fur. So, I think I'll leave it. You got my drift? Alright, so you can do the same. Then you can add more or less. He's so furry. You know what? I really like it. So I hope you like it. And that's the kitten on the fence. So I have the fence and the flowers all done in another video. I'll leave a link to that for you. And then you can add your kitten. Or you can add a bird, or you can add a cat sitting on the fence. You know, whatever things you want to do. I just like to add different things. And then it give you ideas. That's all. So I hope you like this. And go ahead and do the fence and the flowers and the sky first, and then put your cat on after. Alright, so I will see you in the next video.